Okay, on previous questions, we have deal with the different questions like what is the main goal of communicative classroom, and what makes classroom communicative, what rules are native or near native English speaking ESL, EFL teacher expected to play. Today we have what problems do some EFL, ESL teachers face when teaching English as communication among people. So we have different problems through the teachers faced through teaching the student in communicative classroom. The first problem is some problems in EFL, ESL face include the following: the bandwidth problem, the overtly anxiety problem, engagement problem. The bandwidth problem. One problem of teaching language as interaction between people can occur in EFL ESL classroom when teacher jump on the latest methodology bandwidth. For the phrase to jump on bandwidth is used by this author. Theodore gives alternative to float or swim with the stream. Okay, to join the bride, go with the crowd. What is the meaning of bandwidths? The meaning is the latest word, the trendy, the fashionable, the most up to date in the methods, material, techniques. Bandwidths provide confidence, the company of other who believe in the same thing and useful techniques. Those who are new of teaching often welcome a method of teaching that provide these things like the using of bandwidths. Okay, this who use bandwidths ideas, the new teachers. The new teachers means that they knew on the way of teaching. Okay, this is problematic. If the new teacher use the bandwidth or what we call it, the latest methodology, this is problematic. If the teacher cannot see beyond in the way of teaching, cannot accept the bandwidth as simply other people's prescriptions about teaching based on their personal set of beliefs and the relation between teaching and learning. If we are blindly follow a certain method because it is said to be the best way to teach, we become impervious to other creative ways we can interact with our students and students with each other. Okay, teachers can be liberated to make our own informed teaching decisions if we know how to become aware of teaching behaviors, analyze their consequences, and generate new teaching behaviors based on the awareness, reflecting on our teaching through classroom observation, talking with other teachers, like what we have done in chapter number 2, observation, talking with other teachers, and writing about teaching as far more important to teachers than jumping on the latest bandwagon. So the way of jumping the latest or the old methodology, this is wrong. This is problematic. Okay, while bandwidths provide us with the ideas about teaching possibilities, confidence, company, and techniques, they may not liberate us to be able to make our own informed teaching decisions, and they could stop us from genuine interaction in the classroom. Okay, if we go to the second problem, overtly anxiety problem. This is what we call it the second problem. Scoville, Tom Scoville defined anxiety. What is the definition of anxiety? As a state of apprehension, a vague fear. Brown adds that it is association with the feelings of uneasiness, self-doubt, apprehension, or worry. There are reasons for teacher to think about why students are anxiety. So we have many reasons here appear. These are the reasons that the student or why teacher think that the student are anxiety. High level of anxiety can inhibit student from interacting with the teacher and the classmates, especially EFL setting where students do not have much experience interacting in English. Language learners are expected to speak English in front of native speakers. In fact, anxiety can create so much apprehension that some students cannot function normally. Facilitating anxiety, in contrast, can create just the right amount of tension to bring out the best in us. Happens to some actors. This kind of anxiety sometimes we found in actors, okay, if they are in front of stage, or maybe students in test, maybe anxiety, they become stress and anxiety in the test students. So we have many examples in ESL, EFL teach students in situations, okay. The high degree of anxiety, there are things we can do to possibly reduce this. So we can as teachers, we can reduce these things of high anxiety. How can we reduce? How can we break down this anxiety of the student? We should understand their response by what we can do. For example, here we have example. They do not need criticism on their language performance. Rather, we as teachers, we must show understanding. When student expresses an idea, we can use understanding response. Okay, but how can we make understanding response? By paraphrasing. This is the first way in order to reduce the anxiety. Reduce, make less anxiety. This is what we meant. How can we understand the responses of the student? By paraphrasing. Not only can provide a way of the student to reflect on his or her own language in non-critical way, but can also improve understanding. Okay, trying to understand student meaning without expressing verbal or non-verbal judgment of the language used. A positive, trusting relationship between the student and the teacher can develop. One that also reduce anxiety about being in a language classroom. So if you want to break this anxiety between you teachers and the student, you as teachers and the student and your student, you should make paraphrasing and understanding response, and you should to make the understanding environment between you and your students. The second way in order to reduce the anxiety degree of anxiety, the second way to reduce is the personal diary. If the student sees value in writing about his or her feeling in a journal, addressing to the teacher the topic of the student anxiety, can be persuaded by the teacher or even initiated by the student. Farrell points out the use of diary can show the student that they are not totally alone in time of emotional distress. Teachers need to show emotional maturity, sensitivity to the student feelings and perception perspectiveness and commitment that interaction in English is not only appropriate but also expected and necessary for the student if they want to learn to communicate in English. Teacher demonstrates such qualities, students lose their fear of embarrassment and are willing to try to express themselves. So this is the main important and in order to less the degree of anxiety and to reduce or to reduce this embarrassing of the student. The teacher should to deal with the student in emotion way and sensitive, because the student are complex of feelings. If especially when they want to learn English language inside the classroom. Thank you for your listening.